steel chains rattle in the black of night. Blood on the ground, no wrong, no right. The crowd scream louder, the air unites. One step closer to the edge we crawl. Feel the weight of the fight, the rise, the fall. World wrestling affliction. Fist pounding conviction. Hearts collide like friction. World wrestling affliction. World wrestling affliction.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of World Wrestling Affliction. We're kicking it off with an amazing person right here. Our new World Heavyweight Champion, Castro Lazara, wearing his specific custom-made World Championship. And, I mean, if you didn't watch the last MPLE, boy was it an amazing show. It was definitely a doozy. This man right here, one member of Team Next Gen, who took on Team Parabellum in the men's War Games match in a winners take all titles match, and he came out, his team came out victorious with Matt Diva making Matoto lead tap, and he walks out with the World Heavyweight Championship around his waist. Now let's hear what the champ has to say. There he is looking at his championship. Wait, what? What is this? Wait, that can't be, is it? Oh my god, it's Luther Ramon. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who is officially our first ever World Wrestling Affliction World Champion. And he won a 10-man gauntlet in what was one brutal, hellacious battle, coming out of the match completely beaten, bloodied, and bruised, only for Trav to make his debut at his expense and take him out, injuring him. Now you got a question. He's coming out wearing the World Championship. Why is this? What's he got to say? And the fact that his tag team partner, formerly known as Tim Taylor, now known as Pollux, was just unmasked at the PLE. This is definitely interesting. Let's hear what he has to say. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Castro just came out saying that he was the undisputed world champion. And Luther Ramon just came out saying, I am disputing you as world champion. I mean, Luther Ramon brought up quite a few good points there. In that gauntlet match, Castro was only in it because of the fact that Tim Taylor was put on the injured list after winning his qualifying match. And now Luther Ramon is trying to claim his championship back. And I mean, it's also fair to agree with what he said, that Castro Lazara only was in the world title picture because it was Trav holding the championship.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Dover, Delaware, Whitney Ranger.
So that is definitely an interesting turn of events there. How's this going to affect our world title scene with the Luther Ramon, who technically never lost the title? He was forced to vacate it due to injury, but he's coming in claiming, like, look, I never lost. I'm always going to be the champion until you beat me. So it's quite interesting. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very interesting opening bout for you here tonight, as these two will be going on in a #1 contendership match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, while the villain Olivia Jade did win the female War Games match with her team of the Undesirables, the Lane Twins, and Kitty Hagen as the Women's World Champion, unfortunately, she sustained an injury that will keep her on the shelf for quite a few months. So the Women's Intercontinental Championship has been vacated, and we are going to have a couple of matches over the next few weeks to crown the #1 contenders for the vacant Intercontinental Championship. And now, Whitney Ranger we haven't seen too much of in this company, mainly only seeing her in the 6-woman Battle Royal, and I think she may have had one match on a regular episode of World Wrestling Affliction. But she put on one hell of a performance, enough to get this opportunity here. And this woman right here in the pink hair, Hannah O'Grady, has been putting her face in the women's intercontinental title scene ever since she debuted. She was the last person to be eliminated by Rose Hamilton in that 6-woman over-the-top rope battle royal, and that in doing so, Rose Hamilton won the #1 contendership. But during the match, Hannah O'Grady interrupted and cost her the match, which is how Rose Hamilton made it to the Women's War Games match. But ever since then, Hannah O'Grady and Rose Hamilton have been fighting, and I will confirm Rose Hamilton will have a shot to enter that #1 contendership match once again. Now, will it be against Hannah O'Grady or will it be against Whitney Ranger? That depends on this match right here. But there you see just the headlocks and arm locks from the submission specialist, the mixed martial arts fighter that is Hannah O'Grady. Now, I think that explains why Hannah O'Grady and Rose Hamilton have been at each other's throats. I mean, they're both tough martial arts fighters in their own right, and they think that there's only room for one fighter on the card. And surely enough, so far Hannah O'Grady has been the better of the two. I don't think Hannah O'Grady's lost a match other than that over-the-top rope battle royal, while Rose Hamilton, I don't think has won a match since debuting in the company. So that is definitely an interesting perspective to look at things. Big power slam there from Hannah O'Grady. And Whitney Ranger whiffs that boot to the face there. And now O'Grady fighting back. Big spine buster goes for the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Hannah O'Grady can't believe it. The fans getting fired up. And now locking in that submission. Will we see a tap here? We do not. Hannah O'Grady lets it go. Decides to taunt, but it gives Whitney Ranger a chance to get up. Whitney Ranger went for the toe drop hold. Did not work. But it didn't matter. She got back on the offensive. Big leg sweep there into the punches to the face. Oh, just busting Hannah O'Grady open there. And here we go with the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, 3. It is. Hannah O'Grady is going on to challenge at the next PLE for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And I've got to say, ladies and gentlemen, that was one great match between these two. I mean, Whitney Ranger showing why the general manager gave her this opportunity in the first place. Hannah O'Grady further cementing herself in this women's intercontinental title scene. Ever since debuting here in the company, she's done nothing but make a name for herself. Will she continue that into her first Intercontinental title scene? We will find out at the next PLE. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we have these two right here, followed by Mr. Peter Michaels of the Michaels family. Now, this team right here, High Voltage, won a grueling tag team ladder match against the Los Luchadors last week. Well, at the PLE, I should say. And have earned themselves a tag team title shot at the next PLE. Along with the managerial skills of Mr. Peter Michaels. Though I have been told that Mr. Peter Michaels has kindly brought Los Luchadors into the company as well. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, not coming off the tag team championships, but they are tag team champions, the Pride, winning their tag team titles back after that War Games match. Now this will be a singles match against, I believe it's Ledesma. I can't remember which one's which. One's red, one's blue. Against Matt Diva of the Pride. Now next week we will have AJ Perez versus, I believe Paradigm Jr. is the red one. I may be wrong there. But this is just a bit of a showcase on how they fare up against the tag team opponents at the next PLE for the tag team championships. And so far, the member of High Voltage is doing pretty well here against Matt Diva. I mean, if you ask my opinion, I feel like AJ Perez is really the star player in the Pride. And I mean, it, although Matt Diva was the one who technically won them the tag team championships in that War Games match by submitting Makoto Lee. So I mean, they definitely both hold up their own, but pardon me for using the phrase, but I believe Matt Diva is the Genetti of this team. Though they seem to be working well as a team, so maybe that may never be the case. But time remains to be told. Now AJ Perez distracting his opponent, allowing for Matt Diva to get that chance to strike him in the back. Sorry for going a bit quiet there for a second. I was just trying to determine whether I had to pause the commentary to make a cough or not. Trying to rest my voice as much as possible. It's, as we're recording this, it's about 12 hours after I recorded the last MPLE and I had a nap, so my voice has rested a bit. But the longer I'm awake, the more I cough, and the more I cough, the more my voice gets wrecked. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that may be the case for the rest of this season, is my voice being like this, being wrecked. Locking in an armbar there. Will we see a tap? We do not. And I think I see blood coming out of Ledesma's mask there. I think those palms to the face from Matt Diva busted him open. Matt Diva getting fired up, goes to the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Definitely not enough. Big knee to the face. And then the boots flying. Oh, unfortunately, wasn't strong enough to pick Matt Diva up, and Matt Diva just countered it there. Throws him into the ring. Goes to the top rope now. Big elbow drop off the top rope. Goes to the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Big punch to the face. Matt Diva firing up now. And a big boot to the face from the member of High Voltage. Oh my god, a pile driver! A pile driver to Matt Diva. Big clothesline now. Goes to the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Honestly, I think he took too much time after that pile driver. He should have just gone for the 3 count straight after the pile driver. And he probably would have got the victory. But that would have been me. Oh, big roll up here from Matt Diva. Goes to the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Big kick to the face. Big moonsault off the top rope. Goes to the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. These guys finally getting into second gear there. Big moonsault. And a big splash off the top rope. goes for the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the member of High Voltage, I believe Ledesma, I may be wrong, it may be Paradigm Jr. We'll find out when the announcer announces who won. But that was one hell of a battle here against the big Matt Diva of the Pride. That's got to give this team some momentum going into the PLE. Seeing as though they beat one member of the Pride. Now the other member of High Voltage will go on to face AJ Perez next week in another one-on-one match. And that may be able to give them some more momentum or put a bit of a momentum shift back in the Pride's favor. I mean, you got to think, they haven't technically won the tag titles in an official match or an official 2-on-2 match. They won them in the War Games arena, and that goes for every member of Next Gen. I mean, you have to think, in their head, do they think they're actually champions because they won in a winner-takes-all thing? Okay, so it was Paradigm Jr. was in the blue here tonight. So the red is Ledesma. So we will see Ledesma versus AJ Perez next week. Congratulations to Paradigm Jr. for your victory. Oh no. Well, we know that music. We know it's Parabellum. But who is it coming out to the ring? Jeremiah Stone, the former light heavyweight champion, not flagged by his tag team partners for once. This is an interesting outcome here. Well, I'm sure Jeremiah Stone will talk about it, but Trav has been put on the injured list for a while. We're not sure how long, but he did suffer some serious injuries in the War Games. And maybe that's what he's here to address now. But let's find out what Jeremiah Stone has to say. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty interesting coming from the mouth of the self-appointed second in command of Parabellum. Yes, Trav is on the injured list, but they've come out and said, like, he's come out and said Parabellum remains strong. In war, there's setbacks. Parabellum still declaring war against World Wrestling Affliction even after losing 3 of the 5 championships they hold? And what's Matoto Lee doing out here? After the second in command made an announcement as this, is he going to confer with what he said? Let's find out. Wait, what? Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, Matoto Lee just claimed Jeremiah Stone didn't have the permission of the boss, which I'm assuming is Trav, to come out and speak on their behalf. And Trav wanted retribution for failure. And I mean, surely he's not going to kick out the enforcer. So he wants someone to be the fall guy for this failure. And apparently Jeremiah Stone has been, in the words of Matoto Lee, excommunicado from Parabellum. As Matoto Lee just throws this man all around the arena, just beating him down now. Just absolutely assaulting Jeremiah Stone, who wasn't even the failure in this whole thing. I mean, Jeremiah Stone probably the one who was the most successful out of the four in that War Games match. Matoto Lee was the one that submitted, but as I said, I mean, if you're Trav, you're not going to get rid of your enforcer, the biggest guy in your faction, because you lost. You're going to choose who you see as the dark, the lesser man to get rid of. And in his eyes, that's obviously Jeremiah Stone. I mean, you don't want to get rid of Diego Natoli if you're not getting rid of Matoto Lee, because they're a great tag team, and they could very well beat the Pride and win those tag titles back eventually. That being said, someone had to take the fall for this. Even while on the injured list, Trav is calling shots behind the scenes. And has officially named Jeremiah Stone excommunicado from Parabellum. Well, you just got to feel for Jeremiah Stone. He did his best in that War Games match. You know, he came out with good intentions, trying to say, like, look, we're here to... You know, we're still here. We're still strong. But totally taunting to Jeremiah Stone now. Jeremiah Stone getting back in the ring, catches him with a punch, but Matoto Lee catches him with his own. Oh no, here we go. Big powerbomb through the table there. Now Matoto Lee leaving the scene. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is an interesting thing. And now this man right here has to come out and have a match after just watching one of his faction members basically be kicked out of the faction, beaten down brutally for failure. Now Matthew Rex has already been put on notice by Trav in the past for not accepting failure. He has walked out of Last Stand, putting Marco Gates out of the company. Marco Gates is officially fired and will no longer return to World Wrestling Affliction because of this man Matthew Rex. Now, if that's not success for Trav, I don't know what will be. But still, you got to think what's going on in his head right now. Even what you and I may perceive as not failure, in the eyes of someone else,
And his opponent from Amsterdam in the Netherlands,
it was failure in the eyes of Trav.
180 pounds.
And Jeremiah Stone was the weak link out of the four in that War Games match, according to Trav, as he was the one that took the fall and got eliminated. But here we see these men right here, ladies and gentlemen. The undesirables, who brought victory in the six-man tornado tag at the PLE, taking out the Church of Anarchy. And now DOC, the designer of chaos, going one-on-one against Matthew Rex here. And we're kicking off Now, I should mention, ladies and gentlemen, moving into our PLE in 3 weeks' time, well, three in kayfabe weeks' time, it will be Road to Destiny, and it will be our Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And I should have called it Road to Legacy, but I stuffed up and called it Road to Destiny, so I just stuck with it. That's on me. But we will have basically our entire roster competing in a Royal Rumble match. The winner will get a shot at the world champion in the main event of Wrestle Empire, which will be our version of WrestleMania in 3 months' time. So we have 3 PLEs left of this season. We have Road to Destiny coming up. We then have Legacy, which is our Elimination Chamber PLE. And then we have our WrestleMania PLE, Wrestle Empire. And the World Championship will not be defended at Legacy. Whoever walks out of Road to Destiny as World Champion, which I have been confirmed just now by Mr. Davis Morris in my ears, we will have a ladder match where both the former World Championship owned by Lufa Ramon and the current World Championship owned by Castro Lazara will be suspended above the ring, and it will be Lufa Ramon versus Castro Lazara. Winner will walk out the undisputed World Champion and will go on to face whoever wins the Road to Destiny match at the Road to Destiny PLE at Wrestle Empire in the main event. So that's something to look forward to. So far, this has been a very back and forth battle between these two. Oh my god, the ref just hit Jason North in the face with that kendo stick while shoving it outside the ring. And Matthew Rex just beating down right now. On the designer of Chaos. Big elbow drop off the top rope. Goes for the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Missed the super kick there, but it didn't matter. He stays on the offensive. Calling him to get up. Over the top rope splash. Oh, here we go. He's charging it up for a big, sweet chin music. That's got to be it. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Goes for a cover again. 1, and a kick out at 1 this time. The fans screaming fight forever. Though I don't think that's what Matthew Rex wants to do. He wants to put this away fast. He wants to nip it in the bud as soon as he can. I'm getting word, ladies and gentlemen, that at Road to Destiny, Andre Salas will be having another open challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. After his very successful defense against Rush. Oh, big Superman punch. But it wasn't enough. Goes for the spear, but a reversal into a DDT. Now, Rex going to the top rope. Pulling him to get up to his feet. What's he going for? Big double axe handle. Oh, here he goes. Well, it looked like he was charging up the Sweet Chin music again, but Isaiah Zank distracting him, allowing Designer of Chaos to get back to his feet. Oh! Rex countered, saw it coming, goes for the super kick, but dodges, handles the second one with ease, goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Wow, that was a finish and a half, ladies and gentlemen. Isaiah Zank distracting Matthew Rex. It seemed like DOC was going to get the upper hand. Rex saw it coming, missed the first super kick, landed the second one with ease right to the face, busting DOC open, getting the 3 count. Now, Trav's got to be watching that at home thinking that's a man of success in Parabellum. Though, you never know what's going on in the mind of Trav. So I could be very wrong on that. But congratulations to Matthew Rex here on what was a tough fought battle. I mean, it was back and forth for the entire match. We thought that he had it here. Barely missed the first one, dodged a grab, landed the second one, got the pin. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching. We will see you in the next episode of World Wrestling Affliction.